A very good morning, sis class. Today we will start our next chapter. This is the part of the civics and the chapter name is Rural Livelihood. Here is given some learning objectives that we will read in this chapter. So first one is given sources of livelihood in rural areas, livelihood through agriculture, types of farming in India, and livelihood through non-agricultural jobs and farmers' debt. Students, now first question is there, what is livelihood? The term livelihood stands for the work that a person does in order to make money for living. Okay, so the means the work people do to earn money, making a living or securing the basic necessities of life like food, clothing, medicines, education, etc. And different people adopt different occupation to earn a living. Now, another question is there. What is occupation? The different types of work people do to earn a living, a job or profession, the way in which you spend your time to earn, the different method that people use to earn a living. So, the different methods that people use to earn a living are known as their occupation. Is that clear, everyone? And different people adopt different occupation to earn a living. The nature of the channel depends on their skills and the level of education. Okay? So, we shall now study about the various means of livelihood that are available to the people living in rural areas of India. Is that clear? Now, here's the first learning objectives. First one, the sources of livelihood in rural areas. Okay, so it means we can also classify the livelihood into these points. The first one is given here, farming. Okay, and the second one is fishing. Third one is animal husbandry. The fourth one, craft and trade. And the fifth one, government jobs. Okay, you can also note down in your notebook also. Now, let's come to understand the meaning of agricultural. Agriculture is the largest means of livelihood in India. The most of people in rural area depend directly or indirectly on agriculture. Is that clear? More than half of the total population of India depends on agriculture for their livelihood. Okay, and people who grow various crops in their fields are called farmers. In India, there are different classes of farmers. Some of them have huge pieces of land for crop cultivation, whereas some possesses small fields. Then there are those who do not own any land but they grow crops on others' land. Is that clear? So, there are the different categories of farmers in India, and these are, it means on the basis of size of their farms, farmers can be classified: big farmers, medium farmers, small farmers, marginal farmers, and landless farmers. Okay, so let us understand the meaning of these categories or different types of farmers. Big farmers. So the students, rich farmers have more than 5 hectares of land. Means they have large plot of land, more than 5 hectares of land. They do not cultivate their fields themselves. They buy good quality seeds, fertilizers, and use modern agricultural implements. These farmers mostly grow cash crops. You know very well, cash crops like a sugarcane, cotton. Is that clear? They employ landless farmers to cultivate their fields and pay them. These farmers use modern agricultural equipment, and these are harvesters, tractors, and threshers. Okay? They generate lot of money by selling their produce in mandis or nearby towns. They use the surplus money for buying more land in villages or run business. And one another points I am also telling you, they grow different types of crops in huge quantities, which fetch them big amounts of money. The money thus earned make them rich. Okay, it means these people do not work themselves but employ laborers to do all the tasks of growing crops. And these tasks include tilling the soil, planting seeds or saplings, removing of weeds, spraying pesticides, and harvesting. Okay, and these farmers mostly grow crops like cotton and sugarcane along with the food crops like wheat and rice. Since these farmers do not work on their fields, so they have enough time to devote for other activities such as running mills or other such business. Some of them became money lenders and earn interest. Okay. Now the next one, medium farmers. They have on 2 to 5 hectares of land. They cultivate their land themselves. They usually grow food crops. They produce enough for themselves and sell a small portion of it in the market. Next one, small farmers. Small farmers own smaller areas of land. Farmers having agricultural land of 1 hectare of land. They and their families cultivate the land themselves. They do not have enough resources to buy seeds and pesticides. They take loans from the money lenders to buy seeds and pesticides or to rent agricultural implement. They are forced to sell their produce at low rates to pay back their loans. Majority of farmers in India are small family. Okay, they produce just enough food for themselves and sell the rest in the market. Since our small farmers cannot afford to hire laborer, he does all the jobs himself with the help of his family members. The next one, marginal farmers. These farmers having 1 hectare of land, they work on their fields with their family. They produce just enough to meet the requirements of their own families and have no surplus to sell in the market. Sometimes they also work for the big farmers to earn their livelihood. Now the next one, landless farmers. These farmers are basically agricultural laborers, as they do not own any land and work for rich farmers. Okay, they do not have own any land and work for rich farmers. These farmers are very poor, so they work for huge farmers. They are compelled to borrow money from lenders who charge a high rate of interest. When they are jobless, they migrate to big cities to earn their livelihood. They are employed, the big farmers. Nearly 2/5 of all rural families in our country are agricultural laborers. It means these people are very poor, as the wages they receive are not enough to make both ends meet. Most often they are compelled to borrow money from lenders who charge a high rate of interest. And these people do not have work throughout the year. Rich farmers need their services only during tilling, planting, weeding and harvesting. All these jobs are done only at specific times of the year. When they are jobless, so they migrate to big cities to earn their livelihood. Okay. The next point is here, non-farming occupations in rural areas. Besides farming, people living in rural areas indulge in other occupations. They include dairy farming, poultry farming, fishing, cattle rearing, animal and poultry farming. Birds such as chickens, ducks and fowls are raised. So, the first point here is given, fishing. In the coastal areas, the big fishermen can afford to buy equipment and other businesses. Small fishermen have to depend solely on the day catch to meet their daily needs. The next one, collection of forest products. Village people living near forest often collect and sell forest products such as lac, honey to earn livelihood. And many people collect and sell the leaves of tendu tree because these leaves are used to making bidi. It means country cigarettes. In India, livelihood of people differ from one region to another. It depends on the availability of the natural resources in region. Okay. And student, I want to tell you the more things about the fishing. Fishing is an important occupation in the coastal areas of India. The rearing of aquatic animals like fish and shrimp is known as aquaculture. The government of India is encouraging this activity on a large scale as fish and shrimps are exported to many countries. In some areas, people breed prawns as an additional source of livelihood. Okay, and in coastal areas, coconut trees are found in abundance. The fiber of coconut is used to make coir, which is great demand. And coir is used to make mats, mattresses, and floor rugs. Many people are engaged in fiber production to yarn spinning. And students, in Karnataka, a large number of people are engaged in sericulture, which is rearing of silkworm. They obtain silk from the silkworms reared on mulberry trees. The incense stick industry is flourishing in Tripura. This region is rich in bamboo forest. The shoots of bamboo are used to create sticks for the incense. Animal husbandry. In mountainous regions like Jammu and Kashmir, many people here rear sheep and goats and earn their living by selling the wool that they get from these animals. Many people live on the slopes of mountains. For a major part of the year, these places are too cold for growing crops. So, the people who live here rear sheep and goats and earn their living by selling the wool and they get from these animals. The Gujjars and Bakarwala of Kashmir, for example, are nomadic herders. In summer, they take their herds to graze on the grassy slopes of the mountains, and in winter, they come down to the valley with their herds. Okay. And they produce and sell butter, ghee, and other dairy products to earn their livelihood. In rural areas all over India, cows, buffaloes, and goats are commonly reared. These animals are reared mainly for their milk. The milk is sold in villages as well as in cities. In many places, the villagers have formed milk cooperatives. These cooperatives collect milk from the villagers and make sure that it reaches the market. They also see that the villagers get a fair price for it. Besides, they provide loans to the villagers and help them to produce and sell butter, ghee, and other dairy products. You must be fond of Amul chocolates. Do you know that these and all the other delicious things that are sold under the name Amul are marketed by cooperatives in Gujarat? Many villagers keep bulls for plowing fields and pulling carts. Bullock carts are an important form of transport in our villages. Okay. And poultry farming is another source of livelihood in villages. Some villagers have formed cooperatives to sell eggs. Now the next one, crafts and trades. Some villagers are engaged in crafts. These require special skills. Some example of rural crafts are basket making, pot making, carpet making and weaving. Besides, some villagers work as tailors, barbers, cobblers, bicycle mechanics, smiths, carpenters and so on. And some villagers run small shops. These include hardware shops, tea shops and shops selling groceries or clothes or seeds and fertilizers. It is interesting that in many villages, even today, some occupations are based on the caste system. And the next one, government jobs. Nowadays, various government jobs are available to villagers. The government runs banks, post offices, schools, hospitals, etc. in many villages. These institutions employ some of the local people. The government is also aware that many people have only seasonal employment. To give them employment during the lean season, the government often organizes public works such as the construction of roads, water tanks, etc. While choosing workers for such projects, the government gives preference to the members of the poorest families. A list of such families is prepared with the help of the village panchayat. And women livelihood in rural area. Women in villages have to work very hard. Usually, they do all the household chores like cooking, fetching water, collecting firewood, and so on. In addition, many women work in the fields, milk cows, and sell vegetables or fish in the local markets. Some women are also engaged in crafts such as weaving and basket making. In the morning and evening, they milk cows. Some of them sell vegetables or fish in the local market. And some are experts in the crafts like basket making, weaving and embroidery works. Okay. Now the students, we have completed our this chapter. I think you got it. Let me revise again this chapter in briefly. In India, most of the people living in villages depend on crop cultivation for their livelihood. And there are mainly the two types of farmers. Here is given. Those who own land and those who do not. Okay. And farmers who own large plot of land can produce huge quantities of crops. They are rich. They can afford to hire laborers and buy fertilizers, good quality seeds and expensive machinery. They can also invest in other businesses. And small farmers cannot afford the higher laborers. They work on their own fields, and they have to look for additions source of livelihood. Agricultural laborers do not own any land but work for wages on others' farms, and their earnings are usually not enough to meet even their basic needs. Moreover, they do not have work throughout the year, and during lean periods they often have to migrate in search of work. Migrate means move away from one place to another. Other means of rural livelihood include fishing, where mainly in coastal areas near to the sea, collection of forest products near forest, animal husbandry, crafts and trade, and government jobs. Some people from cities work in villages, and women in villages do household chores and also work outside their homes. So students, I hope you all got understood this chapter. So now here is given some new terms, and you have to write, you have to note down these terms in your notebook. So let's start. First one is given livelihood. It means work done to earn money. Next, second one, occupation. Occupation means a channel of work for earning. The third one, cultivator. A person who grows crops. The fourth one, pesticides. The pesticides means chemicals spraying on crops. The next one, harvest. It means to cut and gather ripened crops. Okay. And another also given here, quick rewind. So you will also note down. The first one, people follow various occupations to earn a livelihood. The second one, the nature of work depends upon the skill and level of education. The next one, rich farmers employ laborers to grow crops. And the next one, after agriculture, dairy farming is the popular occupation of rural areas. And the next one, fishing is an important occupation of the coastal people. So students, I think you got it. Everything is got clear. So note down these points in your notebook. And you will also read this chapter attentively. So in next video, the part second video, we will do the question answer of this chapter. Okay. So student, keep reading and have a nice day.